Dave, the first 5 minutes or so of the second half, it seemed like the game changed. What were some factors involved there?
We didn't make shots. We don't make shots. It's a real struggle for our basketball team to score points. We're just not. If you don't get into that rhythm, and they're going to have those runs on us. We never scored. It's not that they're scoring. We never scored. It's I think it was 15-2. It's not what they're doing. It's what we don't do on our end. We don't match it. If we come out and we're making shots, and that's going to happen, and you can stay in the game. But when one team is scoring and the other can't score, and they defend. Certainly, a lot of credit to them defending us. But we are not making shots. This is getting old. We're hard pressed to get into the 50s right now.
What have you learned in the transition playing these last two games here? What do you have to do to get up to?
We got to the current guys that we have to get better. We got to make some improvements within the program, and we got to keep adding to it. We're no different than what some of the other schools that went ahead of us had to go through. There's some tough times in this transition. You got to stay the course with it, but basketball is one sport you can get better quickly. You had the right 2 or 3 kids, and you can improve your team drastically, and we feel that's where it's going to start for us. We've got the recruiting part is going to be big for us to move this thing along, but also just as important with that is developing the guys that we have, getting them better, the off-season programs and stuff, and just get a little more battle-tested. Learn a lot about this league right now, and a lot of things we have to be a lot better at to compete in it. And I think if you talk to the Bison, you talk to Saul, you talk to Scott, they knew that. They went through it. They saw that. You have to learn it and stay the course with your program. Build it.
Coach, performance aside, is it nice to kind of have some of these natural rivalries back in the league with South Dakota State, obviously, and playing North Dakota State?
Well, I think it is. We're really glad that we're in this Summit League and playing everybody, not just these. These are going to be great games over the course of as we get into this, just as they were before when we were all in the North Central. All that's going to come back, but we got to bring our program up to these levels. That's where we're at. Obviously, both State and the Bison are at a way different stage of their program than we are. We got a lot of catching up to do, and that's the bottom line. And is it going to take us 5 years to do that? I hope not.
Coach, you had a lot of success at the Division II levels. That kind of gave you guys a little bit of comfort knowing that going forward you guys can work through this?
Well, I think every program feels they can become a good program. You coach every day for it, and you get your kids to believe that and work hard at it. But we're going to add the right kids. We're going to do it the right way. We're going to get the guys in there that can compete at a high. This is not a low major league. This is a solid mid-major league that you got to play. You got to play really well, and you can't be as restricted as we are on that offensive end to come into this league and think you're going to win games. And you got to defend and that, but that's a cornerstone of all programs. You got to defend, but when you can't score, it just puts so much pressure on your defense every possession. We give up 3 or 4 baskets and we never score. It just keeps building and building, and that pressure mounts, and it just makes the kids start hanging their heads a little bit with that. But that's my job to not let them do that. The job I have this year with these kids to do is make sure we get through this year, make our adjustments in the offseason and build. Not let them quit, not let them get down on that. We're going to go through some trying times here. Believe me, it's not fun. No one wants to deal with this. But it's part of the process, unfortunately, and we just aren't playing good enough basketball to compete with some. This weekend, we did not play good enough basketball to compete.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Dave.